What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to be talking about my Nintendo Switch 2 Direct predictions. Nintendo Switch 2 Direct predictions. This is a video that I kind of made earlier. I made before the reveal of the Switch, and then the Switch 2 reveal was just like a render of the console, and it was nothing to do with it. The only thing that we got was Mario Kart, and that's it. So we're gonna do another one, and I have more info because I've been paying attention to the news and leaks, and I'm gonna talk about some cool stuff. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing I expect to see is that the next Mario Kart will be released in July and officially titled Mario Kart X. I have a hard time picturing Mario Kart and it being called Mario Kart 9 because Nintendo makes weird naming decisions, and I feel like they're gonna think of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as Mario Kart 9, and then they're just like, oh, let's just name it something different called Mario Kart X. That's gonna be that. Or they picture the mobile game Mario Kart Tour as a standalone game, which kind of is a new Mario Kart. A lot of those courses came over to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so I could see them doing something along the lines of that. But yeah, first prediction I have for this Direct is Mario Kart will be released in July and officially titled Mario Kart X. And before I keep going, I just want to say that I think towards the end of this of my list, or after my typed up list is complete, I'm going to move into some oddball predictions that I have going on in my head. They're not typed out. They're just going to be like, this is what I think is going to be there. Yada, 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 so on and so forth. But moving on to the next one, the next 3D Mario game will be revealed, and it will be released in November. I think that I would like for this to be around launch, but I think what we will get is just new Mario game revealed at the Direct, kind of like Odyssey was. And then it'll be released in November, because that's kind of what I think they're going to go along the lines of what happened with the Switch 1. It's like, oh, Super Mario Odyssey is a thing, but it's going to be later in a holiday title, because it's like, I can't picture a new 3D Mario game coming out in, I can't picture it coming out in the summertime, especially around the Switch. I think they just always release in the fall to begin with. So yeah, new 3D Mario game will be revealed and it'll be released in November. I expect it to feature Donkey Kong heavily. That's kind of been the rumor. There was a rumor that the 3D Mario team was working on a 3D Donkey Kong game, but I feel like the rumor might have got twisted and we might be getting Donkey Kong in the 3D Mario game in some aspect. So we'll just have to wait and see. They always take a left turn when it comes to expectations. It's like they always do the thing that people don't expect. So expect 3D Mario to be released in November and revealed at the showcase, and also expect it to be not what you expect of Mario 3D, the next 3D Mario game. Throw that aside. Expect it. Don't just throw all your expectations out when you see it, and don't let that cloud your reaction to it, because they're going to do something completely different than what you're thinking. But yeah, next 3D Mario game revealed will be released in November. Count on it. November or October, either one. Alright, so the next one I have is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. We'll have a Switch 2 version and will be a launch title. I think, especially after, let's see, what was the So, what day? I can't remember what day it was, but Friday, Thursday. I can't remember. Either Thursday or Friday, there was the Switch 1 Direct, and they had a feature of Metroid Prime 4, and it went over Samus's new abilities, like a psychic ability. It kind of looked like Bioshock. It was like Metroid Bioshock. So, and they went over like a whole. There was new gameplay and like going over new things about the game that stands it apart, or it keeps it apart from the first few Metroid games. So, Metroid Prime games. Expect that it'll be a launch title. They didn't give a date in the Switch 1 Direct, but I think they wanted to get ahead of the Switch 2 Direct and be like, okay, this is still a Switch 1 game, but it's going to have stuff with Switch 2. And I think it's going to be a showcase of what the Switch 2 can do as opposed to the Switch 1. And it'll be a launch title. It just has to be. I just don't see, since they don't have a Zelda game ready for launch, it's going to be, and since Mario is going to be a holiday title, I don't see them just launching with a Mario Kart. They're going to want like a more hardcore experience for people that like hardcore games, I guess. So Metroid Prime 4 will be a launch title, and it'll have a Switch 2 version, and that's what they're going to showcase at the Direct to show what the console can do. That's different from Switch 1, so expect that, and expect it to be a launch title, because it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a launch title because I don't think Mario Kart X is going to be a launch title. I don't see them having a Mario Kart as a launch title. I just don't see it. This one is kind of like the next 3-4 things on my list are kind of like dream scenario games that will be shown or teased. But the first one I have is the next Legend of Zelda game will be teased. And then the next Zelda game to be released will be an Ocarina of Time remake. And I think that's what we're going to see at the showcase, because I don't see them not talking about Zelda. There's like 3 scenarios I have. They're going to tease another Zelda game to be released sometime in the future. The second scenario is they don't tease that, but the game that's like the new game, because it will be a new game, it's going to be a remake of Ocarina of Time. So they're going to do Ocarina of Time remake. And the third scenario is that the Zelda thing that we get is just Breath of the Wild in 60 FPS, 4K, whatever mode it is. So I expect it's going to be an Ocarina of Time remake. We've heard about this for a while now, and I just think it has enough legs to stand as an actual thing. So Ocarina of Time remake will be featured at the showcase, and I don't think, my thing is like I don't think it'll be this year. Maybe a fall title alongside Mario, but I just don't think Ocarina of Time remake will be a game that's released this year. But early next year, we'll see Ocarina of Time remake. So Zelda's gonna have a presence at some point during this showcase. You need to expect it, because it just has to be there. I just don't see them doing anything not Zelda related. Like, Zelda's going to be here at some point, whether that just shows an old game running at 60 FPS or something new. There's going to be Zelda here, and if it's not here, I would be honestly shocked, because Zelda's their big hitter. I mean, that's what they launched the Switch 1 with. They launched Switch 1 with Breath of the Wild, so do more Zelda. Just do more Zelda, and you'll get views on your Direct. And also hype for your console. The next one is something that I like really am just like very hopeful for, but I want to see it. Animal Crossing will be teased for release next year. I don't think we're going to get... I think it's going to be along the lines of that Tom Nook thing that they did for Animal Crossing New Horizons, where it was just like... And it just like... Next Animal Crossing was coming out this time, and they were working on it. I think it'll be something like that, but we might get more, because I think we're going to get an Animal Crossing next year. It's been long enough. They stopped support for New Horizons very early, and that makes me think that it's either they were working on Mario Kart X or they were starting up a new Animal Crossing, and I think they were starting up... Excuse me, I'm so sorry. They're starting up a new Animal Crossing. So just I expect Animal Crossing at some point soon. Like, I don't think it's going to be like the Switch where it was just like years later. I think we're going to get an Animal Crossing sooner rather than later, because it was huge during the pandemic. So expect Animal Crossing. It'll be good. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no expectation of what it's going to be, but I hope it's more of a return to form. Ditch the island thing. Go back to it being like there's a town, there's a city. Have some... I would like the mayor feature to come back, like where you're the mayor of the town. Just have that come back, and that'd be great. Just and have it feature complete pretty much, and then have all the stuff that they added in New Horizons at the end, which should have been in the game from the beginning. Just add all the stuff from New Leaf in New Horizons. And then the update content could be new stuff. Don't take away stuff that's been in Animal Crossing for years now and throw it in as an update later. Have that all there from the beginning, and then whenever we get to new stuff, just have it be new stuff. But Animal Crossing will be teased for release next year. I just think they have to. Animal Crossing is a big hitter now, so they have to do something with Animal Crossing. Whether that be... It might tie... I'm going to tie this into... I'm going to switch some predictions on my list around, but have Animal Crossing be in this next point where NSO will get GameCube games. And when they show GameCube games for Nintendo Switch Online, put Animal Crossing in there. Just have something Animal Crossing in the showcase. Whether that be an old game, be like, hey, in the meantime, hey, we're working on Animal Crossing. In the meantime, play the original Animal Crossing, see where it started. Play Animal Crossing on the GameCube service, and that'll be great. I would love to play the original Animal Crossing on the Switch online service. It'd be great, and fits that form factor, and a lot of people would like to go back to that. That's a great game. So, Animal Crossing will be shown, and... Continuing on with the next point, Nintendo Switch Online having GameCube games. I can see this getting weird, and this is how they show... They might show something that would be controversial. I think the controversial thing that would be shown is that Twilight Princess and Wind Waker will be featured in this section, and this is the versions that we get. It's like... It would be weird, because if they finally show it, but it's like the original versions, people are going to be like, where are the HD remasters that you had on Wii U? Just bring those over. But just show the GameCube library. This is how you bring Luigi's Mansion over and be like, hey, here's Luigi's Mansion. Now you have the whole series on Switch. It's a good way to promote those older games. Be like, hey, these games run better on Switch 2 now, so you have the complete... It's just a good way of just like completing series and catalogs of series on the Switch, and I can see this being how they integrate Metroid Prime 2 and releasing it that way. Metroid Prime 3 would be tricky because, you know, that's the one that they would have to port, but I can see them doing Metroid Prime 2 that way. Just get people playing GameCube games, and it just gives something nice for Nintendo Switch Online users who want something new, because while Game Boy Advance games and Nintendo 64 games are great, I don't think they hold a candle to the GameCube library. So just give them something even better to play. It would be a good way of putting out some Star Fox games that would be great to see, because Star Fox is neglected by Nintendo, so whatever. The next one that I would like to go over is this. A new Donkey Kong game will be revealed. I don't know what form it will take, whether that's a new 3D Donkey Kong or something entirely different, but either country, a new 3D game, or something new. Country, 3D, something new. But there is going to be a new Donkey Kong game revealed, and I just think Nintendo has been putting so much focus on Donkey Kong with the theme park and the movie and just merchandise. It's just like Donkey Kong's been featured heavily. Oh, re-releasing Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I think they're building up to something, and it might be new country. Might be a new Donkey Kong Country. It'll be great. Just something new Donkey Kong will be revealed. I don't know what, so this is a shorter prediction, but yeah, something new Donkey Kong will be revealed and shown at this Direct. So expect that. And next, we're moving on to console predictions about what I think they're going to show for the console. I'm not going to go over the familiar ones because everybody talks about the mouse functionality or just stuff to do with like how games control. So people have talked about it enough, so I'm not going to go over it. I'm going to go over, they've talked about this one too, but the Switch 2 will have a boost to make Switch 1 games run much better, and I think this is a way to get people to show people like, hey, get the new console and keep all your old games, because it gets people to go over to the next thing much faster when you can have an entire library of games plus new games. It's like it gets people to just buy a console, and it's like if they don't want, if it just gets people to go to a new console and make it an easier transition than just, hey, you buy a new console and you have to build up a new library of games. I think it's going to be good to just show, hey, play these games on Switch 2 and they run much better. Gets people to buy the new console much quicker, myself included. It's like I don't have to worry about, if I don't have the funds to do an entire new game, I buy the console and then I have my back catalog of games. They just run better and I have the new system, and then whenever I get to that point where I can get a new game, I get a new game. It's just consumer friendly, and I think they're going to show that, whether that's behind a paywall, who knows, but just say, hey, you could bring these games over and they work on Switch 2. So they're going to show that. That's just a no-brainer. It's a pretty boring prediction, but they're going to show it. All right, the last of my main predictions that I have on here is the system will launch in June for $399. Yeah, it's going to be a $400 console. It could be more expensive, but with Nintendo, they're not that company. They're not that company. They're not like PlayStation, where PlayStation's like, hey, you want better performance? Give us $700 for a PS5 Pro. They're just not that company. They're not like tech savvy like that. So I think they're going to keep it at a good $400. If they go over that, I'll be shocked, but the highest it'll get has to be $450, because I would be kind of turned away at that. Like, I want a new Switch because I'm kind of done with the old form factor. It's like, this thing is 8 years old. I want something new that runs really good, but just keep it at a good $400 or $450, and that's a good price, because it's like, it gets you to buy stuff over the competitors, because it's like I would buy $450 over a $500 or $600 or $700 console. Like, it's not gonna. While the Switch 2 is new, it's not gonna do anything that's gonna be like. I just want a Switch that runs games better, and if it does that, then I'm sold. But it's got to be a good price, especially when a Steam Deck is like I could get a Steam Deck and play PC games and just like base model, standard storage, just for $400. So I just think that we need to keep it at a reasonable price. Nintendo, please keep it at a reasonable price. You can do it. And if they want to sell it for more, do a pack-in bundle. It's like, okay, this console in July will come with Mario Kart X, and then you're set. So the system will launch in June for $399. I don't know when in June it'll launch, but I think June is a good bet. So yeah, those are all for my main predictions. The next portion of this is going to be me giving some oddball ones, and this is kind of like third party. This is my like third party predictions of like what companies are going to release stuff. So I'm just going to do a rapid fire just to get through this. I've been going for 20 minutes now, so let's just do a rapid fire of predictions I have. Starting with, I think Capcom's going to have a huge presence. Capcom's going to show up, and I expect to see the Resident Evil remakes and 8 and 7. Just, it would be so great to have these on handheld, and I think I would buy a Switch 2 if those games were exclusive to Switch 2. Like, I would buy a Switch 2 day one with Resident Evil being on there. Like, a Resident Evil, like, I don't think I would get all of them at once, but I would like to have Resident Evil 2 at least. Resident Evil 2 remake being on the Switch 2, native, not a cloud version. I would buy that over Metroid Prime 4. I think that, like, I would love to play a Resident Evil game on Switch that is like one of the big ones. Like, I love Revelations and I love the old games. So it's like I want to play handheld Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, and 7 and 8. I would love to have that on Switch. So Capcom, be here. We might see more of their games, but I expect Resident Evil to have a huge presence here, just because they just might. And there's a rumor of Resident Evil 0 getting remade, so we might see another remake, and that would be awesome. I just want a really solid new Resident Evil game on Switch. That would be so sick. I love Resident Evil, if you can't tell. So Nintendo, Capcom, please make it happen. The next prediction I have, Metal Gear Solid Delta. I expect that to be on Switch. It's just, I think that's why it's taking so long to come out, because I think they want to release it all at one time. And I think that's why it's coming out in August. So expect Resident Evil. Fucking Metal Gear Solid Delta. Expect that to be on Switch 2, because why not? That would be great to have also. I would pick that version over the PS5 or Xbox version. If it came out on Switch 2, I'd be like, dude, I could play this mobile. Dude, this version. So expect that. Expect Xbox to have a huge presence. This is my next prediction and final one. Xbox is going to reveal a whole bunch. Like, I think we're going to get the Master Chief Collection. That's the safe bet. My personal, like, hopes and dreams is that when they reveal this console, we're going to get Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on the Switch 2. I would buy a console. I would be there so fast for a Switch 2 version of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I would love that. I heard that idea thrown out from Good Vibes Gaming. They posted a video, and I think it was Ash Paulson who threw that out there, and like I was like, oh, don't do this to me. I can't have the thought of like that being possible on Switch 2 because I don't even know what I'd do. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle being on Switch 2 would be insane. And yeah, so Xbox is going to have a huge presence. I don't know if that's going to be the game, but what my hopes and dreams would be is that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle comes to Switch 2. But yeah, that's it for my predictions. Let me know what you think about the video and comment some of your predictions. And also like this video. Please subscribe. It helps get views on my video and gets me to keep making these at a rapid pace. And hey, if we get enough subscribers, I'm going to be making more videos than this. Be making more than one every 2 months. I would like to do this more often. Professionally would be great, but yeah, just like, subscribe, please share the video. It helps out a lot. I will see you guys in the next video. I will be streaming the day this is posted here in about 30 minutes. Wait, no. Don't say that because this is dated in the video. Anyways, I'm going to stream the day of this video, so follow my Twitch page. Special 184, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, follow my Substack. I posted the link in the last video to see what I'm writing about. And yeah, catch you later.